welcome to another episode of Community Connections. I am your host, Anna Orr, and this is airing right here on OROMIA11. Today we are talking all things Little Africa. My guest is Dr. Bruce Corey, one of the co-founders of African Economic Development Solutions and the Little Africa Festival, as well as Dr. Jean Galagalo. We're going to talk about performances, food, entertainment, and transportation, hopefully answering all the questions you have and removing any obstacle you have from joining them at this amazing August event coming up at Hamlin Park. This is going to be a good episode you won't want to miss. Dr. Jean, I'm so excited to have you joining me today on this episode of Community Connections. Can you talk to me a little bit about the work that you do as the executive director over at the African Economic Development Solutions and about the amazing event coming up shortly?
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, OROMIA11, for this wonderful episode and also for the consistent support to our work.
Absolutely.
And also not just this year, last year, 2021. African Economic Development Solutions, AEDS, is a nonprofit that serves African immigrants in Minnesota. We do business development training program. It's a 12-week of training program designed to support the startup or expanding business. And we do TA, technical assistance in different areas, including financial, marketing, and other area of business need. We do lending. We are a SBA and a CDFI lender. So we do loan to small business owners. We do financial capability and home ownership education for those who want to buy a home. And also we do creative placemaking, which is the intersection of art and culture for economic development strategy. Through that, we do Little Africa Annual Festival. That's what we are here for. And also, we do National Africa Leadership Conference every year.
Absolutely. And we joined you this year at the Leadership Conference, which was really a beautiful event downtown Minneapolis with a lot of attendees. However, we are making the summer pivot to the Little Africa Festival. Can you talk to me a little bit about the vision for the Little Africa Festival when you began AEDS years ago?
Oh, thank you so much. I think this is a historic moment and historic time to sitting down with the founding person who is the pioneer of Little Africa and the culture, using art and culture for economic development strategy, where Dr. Corey had a vision of World Cultural Heritage District, which is how we use art and culture as asset. And that is the root, the origin of Little Africa itself, the cultural district, when we launched. At that day, I remember, I'm not sure, Dr. Corey, if you remember, one of the community leader, Michael von de Gola from Cameroon, originally from Cameroon, said, one day we will have African Day here in Little Africa. Sure enough, we did launch the Little Africa Annual Festival on 2014, just 1 year. So that is historic. And also today, I am really grateful for the opportunity to sit down with the person who was there from get-go, Dr. Bruce Corey.
Dr. Corey, thank you for joining me today. Can you talk to me a bit about your personal vision when you came with Dr. Jean and decided this is something that you guys would like to foster for the community at large here?
But first of all, it's great to be on this show with you, Anna, and I appreciate OROMIA11 and the work that you do in the community. Very exciting experience we've had over the 9 years when Dr. Jean launched with community leaders the concept of Little Africa. And the idea was, how could we bring the experience of the diversity of Africa right in our neighborhood in St. Paul? Mm-hmm. And that first year, it happened. People could see the sights, the sounds, the colors, the music, the food, the artists of Africa, all in that area. And remember a gentleman that we talked to, he was there, and he said, I'm so proud that we are celebrating Africa here in Minnesota. So I think it's a combination of both those elements that are so powerful. The expression of people from African origins here to see their culture celebrated, and the people who come from all around the communities to enjoy and experience Africa. So it's a great experience.
Dr. Jean, can you talk to me about the areas represented amongst the diaspora at Little Africa?
Thank you, Anna. This is a really great question. The festival, we tried to bring diverse African immigrants from all over. And everyone has been invited and will be invited to be part to the, not only just the vendors, as an artist perform their show. And also, the great thing about Little Africa Fest is not only the festival now, we're doing the parade, the community parade. And the parade is designed to bring diverse, showcase what really important to them. If it's clothes is important, if their flag is important, whatever important to them, to come out and showcase their beauty, their diversity. So it's amazing if you see this cultural dress from all over. They came to the parade, dance on the street. The lovely part, we're not just a parade, just walking, we're dancing on the street. I think to answer your question about who's represented, everyone is invited. Those who came represented. I invite everyone who they see they are African, if they see themselves as a Pan-African, if they see themselves as the black, if they see themselves as a Minnesotan, they come pray with us. Everyone is invited.
See, you had to see his moves, and when he was dancing in Little Africa, we got clips of it. But it was also very interesting the last time to see the governor of Minnesota, Governor Wilson, dancing, and Speaker Hartman dancing, and leaders there they caught up in that rhythm and music of that festival, and we should replay those clips now.
I think it's beautiful to not only witness civic leadership across the state come out and show their support and get a chance to not only see the sights but also taste the food and be amongst the people. I think it helps them to get to know their constituents in a different way and represents a corner of Minnesota that we always don't get to lay eyes upon.
Yes.
Can you talk to me about some of the performers this year? You've talked a little bit about it early on in the interview, but who is coming this year that we can look forward to?
The artists. We have so many artists. And I remember when 2014, when we started with just 6 artists. Last year, we had over 100 artists performing. And this year, our fantastic artists, just to name it a few, we have Korma, originally from Nigeria, Afro Contibo, the best African music artist. They will be part of this, and so many other artists. Just to say a few of them from east to west. And of course, last year we had native performance dancer here.
It was absolutely beautiful. I remember that.
Yeah, we continued that legacy, celebrate our diversity, and also by acknowledging this land belongs to our native brothers and sisters, and that's why we said we need to celebrate their culture as well as we live in their land, and that is why we decide to bring native dance, and we will continue doing that moving forward as well. And also we had people from Pan-African dance, and everyone is welcomed. This is a place we created to showcase African culture, but celebrate other diversity as well. So it's our space, a space where people are welcomed. That's what means African. African means, to me, it means it's a welcoming space that we created. So it's everyone is welcomed.
Absolutely.
What I found very interesting was, as the different cultures were playing their music on the stage, different groups of people would be coming up to dance because they were and then you'll find everybody then getting caught up, and so that was I think that's the magic of Little Africa Fest, especially around that stage area where people are just having fun, getting caught up in the music and just enjoying, and that's special.
Dr. Corey, what are some of the ways you hope to foster community throughout this event?
I think, so as we talked about this concept of Little Africa that Dr. Jean kind of developed over the time, and what is unique about Little Africa and Little Mekong and these other places is that they're not just creative placemaking, they are cultural placemaking. So where we are celebrating the culture of people, and through culture we are building community, and you could see it very real in Little Africa, where people from different cultures appreciating each other, and then people who are even like me, who are not originally from Africa, maybe historically, but not how we also are invited and welcomed and can participate well. So I think it's this unique moment in Minnesota, the year in Minnesota, where you have this Pan-African community coming together to celebrate, and that's, I think, special, and I know people will enjoy it this year too.
I think you're right about that. Dr. Jean, what are some of the resources that AEDS offers that will be available to patrons of the Little Africa Festival on the day of the event?
Thank you, Anna. I think that's why we do the business. The resources is our food, right? Our vendors. And also, we have Little Africa cultural business districts throughout the year, not just the event. The intent of this event is to attract businesses to the corridor. The intent is to support those businesses in the corridor, and also attract new business to come to the corridor, to revitalize the corridor. So using this art and culture to create more vibrancy in the corridor. And so the resources that we have as organization, we do have resources for businesses to start or expand their business, to create more support for our small business in the corridor. Of course, good thing about AEDS, we're not only in the Little Africa corridor, we are statewide organization that provide lending, resource, TAA, and training for our small business across Minnesota. So we have resources for our small business, and also for those who want to buy a home. We have education, of course. For this particular, for the festival, the resources is, we have support for those who want to involve in vending, to be a vendor. We have a staff to support them so they can register to be a vendor, and also if they are interested to be a food vendor, they have to go through the process of Department of Health. So our staff is ready to go to support. They can register at www.theafricafest.com, or they can call our staff is ready to support at 651-646-9411.
On that point, I want to also make the other power of Little Africa Fest is you can go to a cultural mall and you'll find a business there. I just went to another location. There used to be a cultural mall, and now it's no longer there. So I asked the person, what happened? Well, no traffic. So what we are doing in Little Africa Fest is you are creating a visibility to a larger group through something that's fun, enjoying culture. And in this process, all these businesses that are connected to it get that visibility and get the growth. And if I want to pitch a little while, I have a booth in the State Fair called Cultural Destination. We're going to be featuring businesses like this from Little Africa and other places where Minnesota can see how we can enjoy cultures and taste this dish. I love the different food that we have out there. And there's another little insight. After the last Little Africa Fest, I went and asked a few businesses, so how did it help you? And one business told me, I believe, if I remember correctly, his sales was up 4 times. The other was talking about a lot of new customers coming in. So definitely the businesses in the area benefit a lot. And so that's the wealth building component of this strategy, because it's helping businesses to grow. And when the first Little Africa Fest, we also did a little survey, and we were giving people some stipend to take the survey. And the fun part was when we went to Snelling Cafe a little later, he said, "What you guys doing out there? Because everybody's coming and spending money and hear about some survey." So that's a direct that's the translation of what we do into wealth. And that cycle of generating a wealth is the powerful story behind the joy of Little Africa Fest.
Putting direct dollars and cents into the community.
Yeah.
That's very important. Now, since we're talking dollars and cents, is there a cost associated for people that may be watching this and going, I would love to attend, but they're probably already sold out, or I probably can't afford to go? What do you have to say to them, Dr. Jean?
Oh, thank you, Anna. This is a wonderful question. By the way, the main reason we do this festival is a free, family-friendly festival. We know many of low-income families cannot afford to attend art activities. That's why we make the free app. Anyone don't pay a fee to attend Little Africa Fest. Anyone don't pay to come to enjoy the beauty and diversity of African immigrant. Only those vendors who want to be a vendor, they can register, including, by the way, we do support those businesses who cannot afford, and we including fee waived. For those businesses in the Africa district, one of their benefit is they don't have to pay to be a vendor at the Africa Fest. This is not a revenue generating for AEDS. We raise funding to make sure that art and our culture is accessible to poor people, for family who cannot afford. So to answer your question, there's no fee for general public to attend Little Africa Annual Festival. One thing they pay though, they come, enjoy, and smile when they go home.
Absolutely. I will attest that there was tons of smiles. From 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. there was smiles all day last year. Now, this event is taking place in Hamlin Park, where you guys have been for the last 9 years. Am I correct?
Yes.
In this specific location. And you all block the streets off so that everybody is free to dance and hang out, and kids are able to play and enjoy themselves, but also walk up and down the streets and patronize all of the business and all of the beautiful food vendors, correct?
Yes, Anna, I think you remind me to thank those who involved in helping in closing this statewide street, and it's a highway. It's a state highway. To close Snelling Avenue is not easy, and we now also the benefit outweigh the cost. Means the cost in the sense that inconvenience that created to people, because this is the only time that we celebrate African culture in St. Paul, in Minnesota. Actually, matter of fact, I'm not hesitant to claim it's in the state, the United States, as African, to celebrate our diversity, our beauty, our hard work, and so it's a place where not only just having food vendors, music, a place where you walk on the street that day, you dance on the street and you prayed, and it's just amazing how it was so beautiful. And the main reason we close also, I want to mention that because of the public safety, all those streets, and it's barricaded. it's all barricaded, and making sure that those who came out to be safe enough for families to enjoy the show and interact and eat and dance, and also when they come out, they come with families. What we're saying is a family friendly event, so it means it's safe space we created to make sure that people enjoy and come with their family. So it's closed. We're gonna dance on the street. I invite those who did not plan to plan it, to make sure that, by the way, those who don't have transportation, we are grateful for our partnership with Metro Transit. So there's a free ride.
Oh, wow.
There's a free ride from their home. And they come to the festival, and also they can go home free. We have a free with the Metro Transit and Green Line or bus. They have a free ride. So that's why we are creating a space where people not only restricted by their lack of transportation, we created that opportunity also. They can come from anywhere so long as they have a transit. So invite anyone who have never, especially those who never had opportunity to experience Little Africa Fest this year, to come out and test it. Next year, I guarantee you, they will not going to miss it.
That's true. I think you're absolutely right about it. And thank you for answering that question about transportation, because my next question was going to be about where can people park? But that won't be an issue for a lot of people that choose to take the wonderful transportation that Metro Transit is providing with the community partnership through AEDS. So thank you for answering that. Lastly, for those that are interested in staying abreast of what is taking place at AEDS, as well as what's going on leading up to Little Africa, can you share with us the website one more time?
Oh, thank you, Anna. The website is www.littleafricafest.com. That is the festival website. AEDS website is www.aeds-mn.org. Again, www.aeds-mn.org for our service, business development or training or lending, any activity to participate. For this festival, wonderful 2023 was festival, you can visit us www.littleafricafest.com, or our wonderful teams can answer any question, either if you are vendor or if you just want to show up and to be a volunteer. We are welcoming volunteer to support this activity. You can make impact in different way. One, you can make by being volunteer. Two, by coming out and making sure that you bring your money and invest and support those businesses.
Absolutely.
Eat food and dance, and also just to come back and spread the word, like love. Spread the love to everyone so that people can come out and enjoy this beautiful culture that we created in greater Minnesota here.
Thank you for the work that you do with AEDS, Dr. Corey, as well as Dr. Jean, and for joining me today on this special episode of Community Connections to promote the amazing Little Africa Fest. I not only look forward to hearing about how amazing everything was, but also seeing all the beautiful pictures and videos that take place on that amazing event.
Thank you, Anna.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining me. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have today for this very special episode of Community Connections. A very special thank you to Dr. Bruce Corey and Dr. Jean Galagalu and the amazing team at AEDS. I look forward to not only celebrating with you all at the Little Africa Festival, but also hearing about all the amazing things that take place afterwards, seeing as you all love to support the community and provide a very special taste of Africa. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to connecting again with you soon. As always, I've been your host, Anna Orr.